Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Welcome back. You're joining me on the Good for Utah Road Tour with our latest stop at Red Fleet State Park. It's over in eastern Utah. It is a gorgeous spot, and I want to talk about the name, Red Fleet. There are 3 sandstone formations that look like boats, and I'm going to give you a view of one of them. That's where the park got its name. This beautiful sandstone really encompasses the water and the park and the campground with some of the best views you can see in eastern Utah. The park also has access to dinosaur tracks. Yeah, you know all about eastern Utah, 200-million-year-old tracks just right across the water. Great park to visit, especially on a day like today. The water has been very, very busy because we've got hot and windy conditions. Those southwesterly winds continue to blow. You're going to notice, and they're not going to let up in Uinta County. As we look at the temperatures right now on the eastern side of the state, we're live at Red Fleet, and the temperature is 92. Feels like a cold snap in comparison to what you're seeing along the Wasatch Front because those triple digits and that record-breaking heat setting up shop. Southwesterly winds in the double digits over here, but we're seeing that really statewide. And when we talk about the triple digits, boy, they're cooking. 103 in Salt Lake. We've got a lot of high 90s out there now. Several locations hit the triple digits. It's the hottest day of the year thus far in Salt Lake. Now the triple digits in southern Utah, we made it to 106 in St. George yesterday. We topped out at 108, but in the north, a bit of a summer sizzle, and it's the last day of spring. All right, as we look at those temperatures, we know that they'll ease getting into tonight, but mild overnights are expected. Taking a look at our heat advisories that are in effect, they are in effect for the Wasatch Front as well as the northwestern corner of the state, and then towards southeastern Utah, including Grand County and the Four Corners. Heat alerts holding until 11 p.m. tonight because we're significantly above average. 85 is the average high this time of year in Salt Lake, almost 20 degrees above that. Not the only alerts we're keeping an eye on, but the heat is a big one and it sneaks up on you quickly. It's brought to you by that ridge of high pressure, which you notice here on the satellite radar. The positioning of that high with its clockwise flow amplifying the southwest winds, keeping us dry, hot, and windy. But I don't need to tell you that. Have you stepped out today? It is wild, mild, and it will stay that way into the overnight. We're going to stay warm, but the heat is on. All right, taking a look at our red flag warning. With the heat, the winds, and the dry conditions, fire danger is elevated. It is incredibly high today, which is why our red flag warning encompasses a bulk of the Beehive State. Any flame would spread quickly, and we've got to be careful when it comes to these conditions on days like today. We do our part so that none of those flames really take off. All right, tomorrow we hold on to the heat just a little bit. With the fire danger, we also know we have smoky conditions. Have you noticed haze? The France Canyon fire is putting off decent smoke towards Bryce Canyon. You catch that on the camera here. And our Futurecast smoke model will show you how the southwesterly winds are pushing those plumes of smoke into different portions of the Beehive State. Futurecast model also brings in light smoke to the west desert. We're kicking up dust, so air quality is taking a hit there with some elevated particulate matter. And with all of the sunshine, we get high ozone levels for the heat of the day. We did see unhealthy air for sensitive groups pop up for Weber and Box Elder County. Right now, we've got moderate air out there. Some areas, going into that unhealthy category. We do have high ozone levels. We're adding with elevated particulate matter and wildfire smoke. Air quality as we head into these summer months is something we monitor closely. We always try to forewarn you when we know it's going to get rough. Isn't the sandstone and the water look phenomenal right now? Okay, when it comes down to it tomorrow, we will stay hot, but we won't be as hot as we were today. We're going to see some changes. You're looking at that time lapse coming out of our Black Desert Sky Cam. Clear skies, triple digits down south. High pressure also acts as a storm block, so we're very dry, and those dry conditions lead us to the drought monitor. New percents are out this week. We have seen increases in the severe and moderate drought category, meaning statewide we're starting to see conditions worsen, and we've got a long way to go with this heat. So we've got to be very careful as fire fuels have really dried out. We don't have extreme drought. We could get in that direction as we get warmer through the summer. We'll see what happens. Futurecast wind shows you that even as we head into the overnight, blustery conditions will hold on. Winds will be slightly higher than they typically are over our nocturnal hours. But as we head into our Friday, strong winds there. and that holds on into Saturday. Wind direction shift on Sunday. Let's look at the big picture here because I want to show you that high pressure. The weather pattern shift impacts us for the weekend. Saturday, we start to see winds ahead of a dry cold front that's going to be moving in, brought to you by a trough from the Pacific Northwest. That's going to bring much cooler air. Temperatures go from above average to below it quickly, and then high pressure takes over again. Here's a look at your statewide view so you can see the numbers here. I know you're seeing the futurecast, but those numbers stay above average with the 90s. The next 7 days in southern Utah, a bit of a break. We cool down with cooler air and get back to the triple digits by the end of the work week. The Wasatch Front has the heat, then we drop below average, and then the heat comes back. No rain in sight, folks. Be ready for that. We're live at Red Fleet State Park. We're going to send it over to Sports Director Dana Green.